This recording of this training will not be set to public on YouTube. It'll be set to unlisted. Please do not share this with anybody. I don't want to give away our, I don't want to just blatantly put our emergency policies out there for people to see, because then you'll get some psycho that goes through and reads it and watches it and then comes here and it's almost predictable what we're going to do at that point. So if you are going to share it with people, don't share it. But like, if you are going to share it, keep it within your, like, maybe your spouse or significant other, or if you're a student, your parents, that would be a good option. Watch it with them. Yeah, if you have somebody that you want to share it with, please ask me permission and tell me who you're sharing it with, and I will let you know if you can share it. But these are like sensitive, and I don't want some hillbilly redneck psycho, watching this and then coming in and doing exactly, knowing exactly what we're going to do in situations and where to find us and all that. So, well, hey, thanks for being here, guys. And for those of you that are watching this back down the road, hi, welcome. Thanks for watching this back, because this is kind of important. This is a policy that has, to my knowledge, has not been written down anywhere, nor has been implemented anywhere among the production team. So this will be really good for us to walk through, especially as the church grows and we see, new people every week. You never really know who is going to walk through those doors. So to be able to have something in place where, most of the time we're going to be dealing with disorderly congregants, such as Megaphone Lady. If you remember that incident from November, October, whatever it was. Anyways, if you remember that incident, part of this policy I started to implement, or I started to work on after that happened, and I've been working back and forth with Rick Heath and some others since on that. It's been put on the back burner a lot because of other things and priorities, events and whatnot going on. So excited to finally have this happen. Before I dive too much further, I am mirroring my screen, so you're going to see everything I'm doing. I do have services live going so that I don't go over. We will plan to take a break every 20-ish minutes, maybe a little less than that, but the goal would to be, 15 to 20 minutes. I talk about stuff, and then we take a break. So with that being said, let me pray for us, and then I will continue my little intro. Lord, thank you for the beautiful sunshine outside. Thanks for just a wonderful sunny day with some warmer weather. Thanks for getting these guys here safe. I pray that tonight, as we talk through the emergency policy for the tech team, that everything we talk about is honoring and glorifying to you. Guide us as we have this training conversation, and continue to protect us and guide us as we serve you. In your name, amen. So, as I said, I've been working on this policy for basically since November, October, whenever that incident with the Megaphone Lady happened. The hope, well, before I get into more of that, we will have another training in June. I don't know when, but it'll be early June. Sometime in the first couple weeks. It really just depends on when equipment gets here. June 1st is a Monday. Probably June 2nd when I'm back in the office that week, which is a Tuesday. I'm going to get our new comm system ordered. We're getting a we're getting the Hollyland C1 Pro Solid Comm system. It's got push to talk, but it's all wireless except for the there's one wired mic that's for the base station that the switcher producer will have. It will probably just be switcher for the time being until we have more volunteers, until I get some more volunteers to kind of reintroduce that producer position. Because the fact of the matter is, to staff a producer position is just tough because we only have, like, I don't remember, whatever the number was, 17 or 18 volunteers that, like, can consistently serve for about 8 or 9 positions. So I've cut back on a couple positions, and you'll notice that probably in the June schedule that I think I'm directing a lot in June. June and July, and probably also August, you'll notice that if you're directing, you're probably also doing lights. This is really to free up and give people time off, so I'm not burning you guys out. And I'm working on ways to recruit people. I'm really grasping at straws because I'm running out of ideas. I feel like I've tried everything, but I'm going to talk with Jeff and see if he has any other ideas too. All that to say, we will have another training in June with the Hollyland system. As soon as I get ordered and know when it's going to be here, I will send an email out asking for availability. I really would like to have that happen, before Revive for sure. But I can talk you guys through it enough on Sunday morning to get it to work for us on Sunday morning. So, with that said, again, the whole purpose of tonight is to talk through emergency policy and what do we do in emergency situations. So this is fire, medical, active shooter, and disorderly congregants. There's going to be a bunch of things I talk through that at some point, I'm hoping some of it will just be a press of a button on the Stream Deck so that you guys have less things you have to think about in those situations. Because as some of us were talking on, similar to a conversation some of us were having on Sunday morning, we were saying that, it was related to this. Basically, in emergency situations, all of our fine motor skills kind of just go out the window. So we have to rely on our gross motor skills and rely on the training that we've had and the training that we've had on policies and things. So with that said, let me jump into the actual policy itself, and please stop me and ask questions at any point, and I will make that bigger so you guys can read it. So, for those of you watching online, you should be able to see this kind of next to my face now. Hopefully you guys can see that okay online. If you don't, I will overlay it in editing. So the purpose is to ensure that the Livestream Church production team can respond calmly, clearly, and effectively to emergencies during services or events. Our goals are to protect the safety of everyone in the building, support the pastoral and safety teams, as well as maintain clear and appropriate communication both in-house and online. Some guiding principles: safety's first. The well-being of ourselves, of congregation members, other volunteers, and staff always takes priority over the continuation of production and of service. With that being said, I will also add in here and say, similar to the spiel you get on an airplane about oxygen masks, put the oxygen mask on yourself first before helping others. Make sure you yourself are safe before helping others. Stay calm and follow leadership. So again, we support the rest of the staff, pastors, pastoral staff, and everybody else on staff, and the security safety team, just by providing clear communication and technical stability. And then clarity over perfection. I don't care how it looks. I care how clear things are. Basically is how that goes. So here's how things will work. In the event of most any emergency, the security team lead for the week will notify me of any emergency. Fire, medical if needed, active shooter, disorderly congregant. Although I think I would probably know if we have a disorderly congregant. And then me, or whoever is in my role 10, 15 years down the road, is responsible for all of the technical actions, relays, and relaying instructions to you guys as a team, so that you guys know what to do, and so that you guys aren't panicking. Questions, comments, concerns so far? Great. So, primary pastoral communication. Pastor Matt, if anything needs to be communicated to the congregation, this would probably be in the case of a fire, most likely. Possibly medical, but like that also is getting gray lined with HIPAA laws. So, for sure, fire. Pastor Matt will communicate with the congregation in the event that we have to do that. If Pastor Matt is not here, Rick Heath, who is head of security, if you don't know him, meet him. Karate Rick. I was going to say, I don't know how to describe Rick. Anyways, he will be responsible for communicating with the congregation if Matt is unavailable, whether Matt's not here or tied up with something else. And then if I'm unavailable, tied up with something else, or not here, Ramsey will be responsible for directing the team. Making sure that you guys know what to do. And he is already aware of how everything runs. I ran him through this yesterday. So Ramsey, you're hanging there for the second time. I never did send this to you. I'm so sorry. Oh, did I? Oh, okay, good. Whatever. Huh? Oh, yes, I know.
I'm going to tell the shooter where you guys are hiding.
Great.
I won't actually, but what do you think I'm going to do?
Key roles are pretty self-explanatory. Key roles are pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to spend time on that. You can read them if you'd like. Procedures. All right, so fire. If the fire alarm sounds, now we are in an old building, so for the fire alarm to just go off randomly would not, would not be crazy for it to happen. See, we're not going to test that. I don't think I've ever heard it. But we're not actually going to test that because I don't have the clearance to do that. And that would also, I would have to pay a fine for that. And anyways, it's a whole process. I think it'd actually call the alarm system, the alarm company, and then the alarm company would call the fire department. Or the alarm company would call somebody that basically on staff to verify the alarm, and then call the fire department if needed. Okay, so if the fire alarm sounds, the security team will confirm if there is an actual fire. If there is, Ramsey, can you go back to... Actually, I can just pull it up here. Okay. I forgot that I literally have Canva open, so I'll just do it here. Yeah, they're also in my email. So, if there's a confirmed fire, we have evacuation graphics that Ramsey so generously made to inform the congregation where to go. So if the fire is west of the hub, everybody will exit to the east. If the fire is east of the hub, everybody will exit to the west. The graphics for this will be stored on the Worship Center booth Mac and the production room computer. There will be a playlist in Planning Center ProPresenter that simply says emergency graphics. It'll be at the very bottom of the playlist so that we never click on it during service, but so it's there in case we have to go to it. The evacuation graphics will go to, I meant to change this. I didn't, but the evacuation graphics will go to, I'll change it while we're talking here. The evacuation graphics will go to the side screens, and I will take care of putting those up because they'll be at the booth Mac. And then the media operator will send the stream will resume shortly graphic to the center screen and stream. And then broadcast audio is responsible for muting all microphones and music because we don't want to cause panic with people online. Yes, they will ask questions, but Dwayne and other future chat hosts who we hopefully will recruit will be handling those comments, so we have nothing to say there. Let me pull up these graphics for you so that you can actually see what they look like, so that you know what you're looking for. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This is the stream will resume shortly one. This will just go up full screen on the stream as well as go to the center screen, so that online knows that something's happening. We'll be back shortly. This is the east escape route. So if the fire is over here, everybody will go east and reunify over here in the east parking lot. So the front parking lot is here, down here. So these are doors B and C. This is door E, this is door F, that's door H. And then this is the back hallway, which is like I or K or something. This is the back hallway by the shop and the production room. This is like the green room and my office in here. This is the hallway out to the dumpsters, where normally Ramsey and I park. And then this is door A, so office is here, studio. This is an old drawing, so this corridor is still here, but the hub is here, and then the gym, and then the community room, daycare, and then classrooms and offices. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's an exterior door in the shop, which is right here. Further back. Back here.
Yeah. I think
There it is.
the main reason I did like that one is
Yep. We didn't want to confuse people.
that one,
Yeah.
but
So we in the production room can definitely leave out the shop door. And we all know where that is. We can leave out that back hallway there too by the production room and the green room. We can go out the hallway in through dance and go out those doors for us. But we want to make sure we get out first and then make sure that we help, get other people out too. Holding doors, carrying people if we have to, but just making sure that we guide people out as best we can. Yep. Yep. So I'll if I go forward, this is if a fire happens over here west of the east of the hub, everybody will exit west. And so you've got doors C, B, A, back hallway by the production room, and then the back hallway by the alley. That makes sense? Cool. And then this is the hallway between this is the gym. So this is, if you cut through the gym and come out by the community room. So the point of reunification is over here by Ripple in the west parking lot, which is just further down the front of the building. But everybody will meet over here by Ripple. That will all get communicated to the congregation in the event something happens. Cool. Questions, comments, concerns on that? Great. Let me go back to, how am I doing on time? Oh, we're doing pretty good. That's actually a good stopping point because I haven't quite talked through everything yet. Oh, yeah. I basically have talked through everything. So, like I said, we are to help assist the congregation in exiting to the reunification areas. So with so many exit points, if we can just kind of help point people over to the reunification area, everybody will be able to find the exits in the building. But if we can just be outside and help point people to the reunification area, that would be really, really helpful, especially when we're talking about 500 plus people in here on a Sunday service. There's only 20 of us, 22 of us staff, and we're not all at the same service. So just being able to help assist, security team will be able to help assist too. But if we can kind of just help point people to the reunification area, we'll be golden. Cool. And then once we're cleared to head back inside, I'll just make sure that if for some reason the power goes out or things shut down, I'll just make sure that everything can power up and we can resume service if that's how it goes. But that would depend on the extent of the fire, probably. Well, that too. So. Yeah. Yeah, they do. They're in here somewhere. I don't know where, but probably in the ceiling. Yeah. 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 Well, cool.
Outside is
Yep.
living.
No, just make your way outside. Security team and probably staff would be responsible for probably making sure everybody's cleared out. Of kids areas, all of that. Yeah. Yep. And then when firefighters get here too, they would come in and make sure people are out too. Mm-hmm. Oh no.
We're all sitting
Oh no. No, I would imagine that is gonna be staff and security team responsibilities, and any other Um, I would also imagine that anybody that's in the congregation that is like a doctor or a nurse, or even like an off-duty firefighter, off-duty police officer, would also have that responsibility into helping making sure that people are out as well, and not left in bathrooms and those kinds of things. Yeah, Ramsey. Oh, and yeah, I don't know what hospitality is actually responsible for in those situations.
The ushers.
Yeah, ushers. I know work close with the security team. They probably are helping in some capacity there, but again, not totally sure. I can't speak for every other ministry. I was gonna say department, but it's not a department, a ministry. I can't speak for every other ministry and how they handle that and how what their responsibilities would be. But with that, let's take a 5-minute break. I am gonna try to start doing this in trainings. We are gonna take a break. I know, right? Crazy. So you don't have to listen to me talk for an hour and a half straight. But take a break, grab a snack. We'll meet back here in 5 minutes.
Beforehand, before I did it.
Right.
Didn't reply until after I did it.
That's true. But she did have heads up, so.
Did I have a heads up?
Right.
Maybe you did not.
No.
I bet you appreciate it.
No.
Predicted it, Mark.
No. All right. Let's jump back in. Welcome back to those of you online. Just kidding. You're not going to know that we even had a break because I'm cutting all that out.
You're not cutting out the part with the
Oh,
video.
but I am.
No, you're not.
But I am,
Everyone who's
Ramsey.
hearing this, he's not gonna do it.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. All right. So, medical emergency. We will start with the top one here and then go into the bottom one. They're both pretty much the same, and they're both dependent on if service is disrupted. Which, yeah. Yes, Ramsey? Okay, great. I can say it looks like you had a brain fart there for a second.
I didn't, but I realized it can wait.
Okay, great.
It's not. It's something related to this, but it can wait.
Okay, great. Also, Ramsey, if I'm forgetting something that we talked through yesterday, let me know. Because I very well, that could happen. All right, so medical emergency with first responders present. Likely this will happen if the medical emergency is in this lower bowl, this lower level, because it'll be more, there'll be more eyes on it, especially with people in the loft and, everybody down here, especially if we have to make way for first responders. Now, I do know the security team will do everything that they can to move the person to the B3 desk area, which is straight out these back doors. I do know they will do everything possible to do that, so that if we do have to call first responders, it's a much shorter entrance through door E and then just over the desk area for first responders, which means a quicker response time, which means we avoid, a more prolonged emergency. However, if the security team cannot get the person to the B3 desk area and first responders do have to come into the worship center, the security team will first of all let me know and also handle the situation. So that being said, we will display that stream will resume shortly graphic. That will go online. Broadcast audio, you will take care of muting crowd mics and any open vocal mics or pastoral mics. And then leaving the band live because the band will play underneath what's happening to keep everybody in the congregation calm. I know that's happened a couple times where the band has just played. Quietly just stopped and kept playing to kind of keep people calm. Yeah, Ramsey.
What point do that? What if, say Tim's sitting, nothing against him, I'm just, if Chris is preaching, I feel like it would be, is like, say they're mid-song, Chris, Tim passes out. What, I mean, does the worship team stop mid-song, or like
They see. I don't know. If they're in the middle of a chorus or a verse, I would presume they'll finish that out, and then just kind of do a really long instrumental, play underneath, play whatever chords are there.
But wouldn't they, I guess the way I think about it, they want it. Wouldn't they want to continue so people aren't distracted by
I would imagine so. Yeah. So for those of you watching this back, Ramsey's asking about what if, what basically what does the worship team do? Do they continue going, or do they just kind of stop and play underneath? The worship team will be directed there in those situations by Lori. She has an MD mic, so she probably, and I haven't actually confirmed this with Jeff and Lori, but the way it's happened in the past, because we have had these instances before, where something in the congregation happens, and we have to kind of pause service for a couple minutes or whatever. Lori will go to the MT mic. She'll kind of let everybody know what's going on, direct the band to play just underneath, and she will probably also tell us what's happening, because a lot of times it's hard for us to see with other people standing up in our way. So we'll go from there. We'll follow Lori's direction on that. If she does say, hey, there's, something going on in the congregation, we will put up the stream will resume shortly graphic, because we don't want to broadcast that. In all of these events, we don't want to broadcast anything. So that's why I'm saying broadcast audio, let's mute mics, crowd mics especially, because those will pick up most of the congregation and kind of just murmur of what's happening. And we don't want to broadcast that. We don't want to panic people online. We don't want to have people panic calling, 911 saying, hey, I'm watching, something happen right now, when the security team has it covered. Yeah, Mark, you had your hand up. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. To my knowledge, they're not numbered or labeled. So for those of you watching back, Mark is asking about if we're in the booth and because we're elevating and see above people, what happens if we see something first? Yes, there's a walkie-talkie in the booth that we can pick up and just say, hey, security team, somebody just passed out, or something to say, hey, somebody just collapsed, or whatever. Whatever the situation is, it's in the section, in front of the tech booth, or it's, I don't even know. We probably should. Honestly, I would go with, as you're looking at stage, left, middle right, because most likely, most of the security team is in the back looking at stage, except for the one security person in this corner who's responsible for the pastor on stage. They're looking out towards the congregation, not so much at the stage. So yeah, just be as descriptive as you can with where they're at. I know the sections are not labeled. It's not A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4. You can just be as descriptive as you can with the description. Yep, I would go that route. That's the simplest route to go. And I think if you even call out, hey, it's in the middle left section, most of the security team, they will come down this aisle and start looking. And if they don't see it here, they'll turn their heads. And I'm guessing somebody will probably come down this aisle too, if need be. Oh yeah, you could do that too. Center aisle, left aisle, right aisle. Yeah. Nope. Too wordy. Yep, too many words. In communicating. Yeah. In communicating, especially if we are picking up the radio and saying, hey, security team, something, basically, here's the situation. The less words we can use, the better, but also the less more clear words we can use, the better. We don't want to overcomplicate and over-communicate. We just want to be as clear and concise as we can. Make sense? Does that answer your question, Mark? Cool. Yeah. Yep. So, a lot of times, if I'm in the booth, I do have a radio on me. You guys see me wearing it every week, so that I can kind of keep track of, if there's anything going on that I need to be aware of to kind of communicate forward. So I can also hop on my radio and let people know too. But if I'm not in the booth, then directors would probably be the go-to person to grab that radio. But if for some reason the director can't, camera 1, probably you're the closest person to that radio to grab it. Yep. So any instructions that Lori relays over the MD, we will make sure to relay over comms so that broadcast audio can hear it, because they don't get the MD mic in there. And some headsets pick it up better than others. I'm hoping with our new comm system, all the headsets will pick it up just as equally well. They'll be all the same, which will help us out too. So, yes, I will plan to, kind of make sure that gets relayed to broadcast audio. Any instructions that Lori gives, I will take responsibility for relaying in those situations, so that directors, you guys can kind of just observe and then make sure that people, we're doing what we're supposed to as the team. Does that make sense? Cool. The less voices on comms in these situations, the better. Especially if instructions are coming from, if we can get instructions to just come from me, hopefully that will help make things clear and smooth. Make sense? Questions, comments, concerns on that? Cool. So if there are not first responders present, the security team will take lead, as always, in all situations. They'll call 911 when needed. They will move people to the B3 desk again if needed, if it's not something that they can just take care of right there on the spot. But again, if service is disrupted, we will put up the stream will resume graphic. We'll let the worship team kind of just play in the background, and we'll follow any further directions from Lori or Matt or whoever may come up on stage and give directions. Yeah, so camera operators. Yep. So That goes for, I'll put that out there for switchers and producers too. So camera operators, switchers, producers, in the event something happens, we're not broadcasting it, we're not shooting it, we're not, drawing attention to it. If for some reason something does catch your shot, switchers, producers, you can do a hard cut to 8. You don't have to preview it. You can just do a hard cut right to camera 8, so that we can put up the graphic. Yeah, I know. 8 might actually pick it up too.
Just go to like a key shot that literally just.
Yeah, something. Yeah. So camera operators, do whatever you can to avoid a situation like that. Either tilt up or pan the opposite way. Do it intentionally and make it as smooth as you can. That is the one and only time I will tell you to change your shot while you're live, especially if you're live. Yeah, Ramsey.
What I'm thinking, something that we talked about.
Yeah.
The way I feel like it of course it's good, but it would probably be for the service because of the fact that, I mean, say there's a medical emergency.
Yep.
And the worship team stops playing. That is going to bring a lot of attention to one person.
Right.
It would make the
Right. Well, and that's where we follow direction from Lori on the MD mic.
I remember a situation happened
Mm-hmm.
while attention.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So in situations like that, where Chris kind of like calls attention to it and acknowledges it, there's basically we'll probably play that on a case by case basis. If he just calls attention to it and then goes back to his sermon, there's no reason for us to put that graphic up and for us to go through this whole process because we're gonna miss part of his message, right? So, but for him to call something out like that, and I do vaguely remember that situation. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah. Yep. Yep. So again, this is if this is all based on if service is disrupted, and I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'll say it now, and I'll probably say it again 10 more times by the time we're done tonight. I hope that we never have to use this policy, but I want to make sure that it's in place and that we actually practice these scenarios so that when something does happen, we already know what to do. We've already been training on it. It's just muscle memory, and it's boom, boom, boom. So we're not panicking. We're not relying on our fine motor skills to carry us. We're relying on our gross motor skills and the training we've had to get through it. Make sense? Cool. Ramsey, you have something else?
Yeah, I was going to ask one more.
Sure.
Kind of related to
Yep.
if they decide to keep going, they decide that if something happens, we
Yep.
almost never know.
No, we almost never know. Yeah, so same thing. If the worship team just doesn't stop, we will just keep going. Yep. And however, I will say if I notice something happening and there's already people taking care of it, I will put it out there to the team and say, hey, there's something going on to our team, to whoever's on, in this section, don't broadcast it. Stay away from that section, stay away from, you know, yep. We're going to continue as normal. Yep, exactly that. Yep, exactly that. We're gonna do everything as normal because we don't want to cause panic. So, again, a lot of this all depends on if service is disrupted. If it's disrupted, then we have steps and protocols we can follow. If it's not disrupted, we just kind of go on as normal. It's something that we can acknowledge and say, yep, it's happening. It's being taken care of. People are safe. It's being handled. Don't broadcast it. We'll continue as normal, and I will let you know when the situation has resolved, and you can go back to, including that section in camera shots and whatnot. Cool. As far as broadcast audio goes too, if it's something that is like kind of in the front half of these outside rows by or if it's really in the front half of any of these rows where I think the crowd mics could pick conversation up, I will kind of just let broadcast audio know to go ahead and mute those crowd mics so we're not broadcasting that conversation. They're not as sensitive as I sometimes think they are with that, the mics, but they do pick up conversations fairly well. So I'll just keep an eye out and let you guys know. Questions, comments, concerns on medical? Cool. You guys good if we just jump right into the next section? Cool. I'll give you another 5-minute break after this section because there's a little more to this one. I mean, not a lot. As far as like what I have written down, there's not a lot, but I'm sure you guys are going to have more questions. And Ramsey, you and I, we talked about some things yesterday that I want to make sure I hit. So if I don't hit it, jump in and remind me and I'll hit it. So, again, I hope we never, ever, 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 ever have to implement any of these policies, especially this one. This is the one policy that as I was writing it and working through it and figuring out what to do, it was the one policy that I kept thinking in the back of my head, man, I hope we never have to use it. But boy, am I glad that we're putting it in writing. But unfortunately, it's just the day and age we're in. So, now, so active shooter. If there is a threat reported or confirmed, the security team will notify me, and I will notify you ASAP. Before I jump further in, we will have another training night where I really want to get all of the team here so that we can actually jump on positions and headsets and practice these scenarios. I don't know when that's going to be, but I would like to at least do it, maybe twice this summer. So maybe once in June or July, and then once again in July or August. I would like to also do training on this policy where we actually run through scenarios probably once every 4 months, just so that's at the forefront of our minds, and it's something that we're just always practicing, because if we don't practice it, when we do get to situations like this, we're going to panic. So I want to make sure that this is something that we're continually practicing, once every 3 to 4 months. So I know that's more time out of your guys' schedule to be here and to do that, but this is the one that, like, if we can do it hands-on, we need to absolutely do it hands-on. So Not this section, but the policy as a whole, if that makes sense. All right, so active shooter. Personal safety comes first. Please, as I said earlier, this goes for all of the sections in this, but especially this one. You yourself matter first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself before you try to help other people. Abandon all equipment and follow the run, hide, fight protocol. So run first, fight second as an absolute, run first, hide second, absolute last resort fight. That being said, if time allows and it is safe to do so, which depending on where the person is, media operator, you can, one of two things, media operators, and we will, when we have actual hands-on training with this, we just don't have enough people here tonight to actually run through that and run through these policies, or else I would do it tonight. But media operators, you basically have two ways you can pull power on the Boxcaster. You can physically pull it out of the Boxcaster that sits on top of the black rack next to your computer, or the very top power switch in the on the top right, you can flip that off and that will kill power to the Boxcaster too. In the black rack next to your computer that I just mentioned. There are, those are the two ways you can stop the Boxcaster to stop the stream. As soon as we kill power to it, the stream will just go black. And people online are going to panic. But this is probably the one situation where we don't have time to make sure online isn't panicking. Because in-person matters first. And your personal safety matters first. I'll say it again. Your personal safety matters first. With that being said, again, if time allows and it's safe to do so, camera 1 and 2 operators, please zoom your camera angles wide so that we can capture what's going on in the room. Camera 8 will also be available for that. But zoom it wide because I'm really, really hoping this is not possible right now. But I am planning to buy some equipment to make recording possible, where we can record individual cameras every weekend. Or at a minimum, the multi-view every weekend. But recording if we start at the beginning of service, it'll just continue. But this is not possible right now. That's why I put if possible in there. After the incident, all recordings will be secured and turned over to the authorities through the security team lead, whoever that happens to be for the week. Although it'll actually probably be Rick Heath in this situation because it is so sensitive. Questions, comments, concerns on that? Yeah, Mark. Yeah. Yep. Oh. Yeah. Yep. They expand on. Yeah. Yep. Actually hide behind something that's going to stop a. Yeah. Yep.
What is fight actually? No rules.
Right. Yep. Right.
Fighting is
Yep. Yeah. So I will keep an eye out for emails or just events like that on social media, Facebook, whatever. Because events like that typically get posted in like community informed groups. So Allendale Informed, Standale Informed. They probably also post it on the county web pages, also on the building and on the website. So I will keep an eye out for things like that, and I'll pass it along in an email to you guys. I also, well, I don't know actually. Well, our security team probably does a similar type of training here as well. And I do get all the security team emails, so I am aware if they are having a training like that. I can pass that along to you guys as well. Usually it's probably a little bit easier for you guys to make it here than it is the Ottawa County building. At least most of you, but Mark, I know you live out in Holland, so yeah, Ramsey.
I can't remember if we. Yes, this could be a last resort. If it is last resort, or in the production.
Oh, yes, we did talk about this. So, also as an absolute last resort, as a way to hide, if you are in the production room, you can shut that door. It does lock, or it is locked all the time. So when you shut it, it is locked. I will say it is a wood door. So, as far as like it goes to stop bullets, it depends on the type of ammo.
If you're quiet, maybe you'll get lucky and they will.
Yeah, because the window is taped out on it, so they wouldn't be able to peek in and see. But I would follow the same protocols as if you were in a classroom at school. Shut the lights off, shut the door, get next to a wall. Make sure you're on the wall that the door's not facing. Barricade the door if possible. Don't make sound if somebody knocks, those kinds of things, unless, they knock on it and say, hey, we're the police,
It's me, Ben.
well,
Let me in.
that too. But that also goes to say, if you can get as many people in there as you can, if that's needed. But I will say the first option would be run. Depending on where the threat is, you can sneak out the dance hallway and out. What is that? H. You can go out door H and just run to the backfield. Questions, comments, concerns on that? I didn't say this in the beginning because I kind of forgot. For those of you watching online, if you have questions, comments, concerns on any of this, please shoot me an email, send me a text, give me a call, all of that. And I didn't say this in the beginning, but I'm going to put it in the beginning of the video. I'm going to cut this part out and put it at the beginning of the video. This recording of this training will not be set to public on YouTube. It'll be set to unlisted. Please do not share this with anybody. I don't want to give away I don't want to just blatantly put our emergency policies out there for people to see, because then you'll get some psycho that goes through and reads it and watches it and then comes here and it's almost predictable what we're going to do at that point. So if you are going to share it with people, don't share it. But like, if you are going to share it, keep it within your, like, maybe your spouse or significant other, or if you're a student, your parents, that would be a good option. Watch it with them. Huh? Yeah, if you have somebody that you want to share it with, please ask me permission and tell me who you're sharing it with, and I will let you know if you can share it. But these are like sensitive, and I don't want some hillbilly, you know,
Hillbilly redneck.
hillbilly redneck psycho, watching this and then coming in and doing exactly, knowing exactly what we're gonna do in situations and where to find us and all that. So cool. We're not gonna be done at 8, unfortunately. We will be done shortly after. I'm gonna give you guys another just 5-minute break. Get up, stretch your legs, grab more snacks, hit the bathroom, whatever. And then we'll come back and finish this thing out. So we'll meet back in 5 minutes. Yeah, so something that we were just talking about on our break. Basically, my hope is that at some point down the road, I'll have a button in the booth on the Booth Mac Stream Deck that I can just press, and it will take care of all the routing for the side screens, for the live stream, for the center screen. It will take care of muting audio as well. Because so the way our audio is set up, it comes out of Logic and into the switcher, and then the switcher sends it out to broadcast. Yeah, so it sends it out to the stream. So because that's an actual like input coming into the switcher, I do have the ability to make that part of the Stream Deck button where I say, if I hit this button, it does all of these routing things in the video hub and also mutes the master output on the switcher. And so then that way, broadcast audio doesn't have to worry about muting anything. They can just leave if they need to, or shut the door to my office, if they need to, and everything will just mute that way. So this next section is probably the most common section we're going to run into. And this is the section that started the whole process of me creating this policy. So again, if you remember the incident we had with the megaphone lady at the end of October, early November, basically whenever that was, we didn't have anything in place for this. We did just broadcast it, so it's out there to see for the whole world now. And it was really awkward to go back and watch because I started thinking through the lens of somebody that was watching online. They had no idea what was happening. They just knew what they could hear and what they couldn't see, or what they could see, and that was Chris staring up at the loft trying to make sense of what was happening. In these situations, and in all situations, again, the security team will address it. Our primary actions are one of two things in the beginning, and it depends on where the person is. And I will say this, what I'm about to say goes for all of the sections and all of the situations. Either, depending on where the person is, either cut to camera 8 or cut directly to ProPresenter. Now, as I was saying earlier, my hope is that I can build a button that will take care of all that so that we can press a button and everything goes everywhere like it needs to. And we don't have to worry about cutting to ProPresenter or cutting to camera 8. I can just hit the button and it goes everywhere. But if we can't do that, we will either cut to camera 8 or cut to Pro Presenter with the stream will resume shortly graphic. And then broadcast audio, make sure you mute your output. Because again, I don't want to broadcast anything like the situation we had at the end of October, beginning of November. Because like I said, that was really awkward to go back and watch. I'm thinking through the lens of somebody who's sitting there just watching online and has no knowledge of what's happening in the room. It was kind of freaky to hear whatever was happening and not be able to see what was going on.
To be fair, half the people.
That's true, because it was so sudden, and so like that's what I want. I want to avoid that sudden just panic of, we don't know what's going on, so we're gonna sit here and broadcast it. Because I don't want people to panic online, and I don't want people to comment online about it either. I'm sure people will, or people will say something. But again, Dwayne and our future chat hosts will know how to respond to those comments and take care of making sure the people online aren't fully panicking. So, yeah, we'll just leave audio muted and the graphic up until the situation is resolved. Yeah. You're talking about if we had a megaphone type situation again? Yeah. Yeah, so if we have a situation like the megaphone, we will go through these exact same steps. Whether it's somebody shouting from the loft trying to get Chris's attention with some message, or it's somebody literally walking down the center aisle and onto stage. I'm hoping the security team gets there before that. But
More of like closer to an active shooter.
Well,
But still a disorderly.
yeah, because somebody, we all have free will, right? And so we all do have the ability to, if we're sitting in service, get up out of our seats, walk on the stage, and talk to Chris, if we want to, right? So, yeah, if we have a situation like the megaphone lady, which this will probably be the situation that happens the most, is this disorderly congregant situation. We will follow those steps. We'll go to either camera 8 or we'll go to the graphic, and then we'll mute stream audio and go from there. Yeah, Mark.
What if you're
Mm-hmm.
backstage?
Yeah.
So you're not back here.
Yep. I'd say if I'm not in the booth, the responsibility of pushing the button falls on the director. So if I'm back in, backstage waiting to pull the table off, then yeah, the responsibility falls on the director to kind of press that button. And whoever the director is, I would trust them to say, okay, yep, this is a situation that we definitely don't want to broadcast, to make that decision quickly and, go ahead and press that button and kind of walk the team through any actions that need to happen. But again, my hope is that one press of a button will take care of everything. So Ramsey, then Nate.
I'm gonna make your answer a little bit harder.
Of course you are.
This happens. What if you are the director? That is the case.
Oh, gosh, yeah, that's the case. Those situations are so few and far
They are.
between that I actually don't have an answer for that.
Okay. I
Um,
wanted to be on your radar just in case.
I know.
Anything
Yeah. Can just say, yeah, that's true. That's actually a good idea. So I'll plan to make sure that that button, when I have it created and finalized, I'm almost there. It's almost done. I just gotta do some more testing with it to make sure it goes everywhere I need it to go, which is phenomenal and awesome. And I can't believe that it does that. That's almost there. But yeah, I'll make sure it's at both Stream Deck in the booth out here and then in the production room in the back, so that if there's nobody available in the booth and I'm not available to do it, I can just say, hey, press the button and go. My hope is that my hope and my goal would be to put it on a separate page so that it doesn't accidentally get bumped during service, because I know I would do that accidentally, which means I know you guys would do that accidentally. So I don't want to, I don't want it to accidentally get bumped. Ramsey would do it too. I know it. He would do it on purpose.
Okay. Could have a button. Takes you to the page that has the button.
Yes.
And if you accidentally hit the button, you're just like, whoa, I'm on that page.
Yes.
Back out, you know?
Yep. Yes, that's exactly what it is. I'll build in redundancies. I was watching, I don't know, I was watching some show, or I was watching some other video, and it was like, yes, we have a redundancy for a redundancy for a redundancy for a redundancy. We have multiple redundancies. So any questions, comments, concerns on the disorderly congregant? Yeah, Nate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. For right now, yes. That's true. Actually, I didn't think about that. It adds more confusion, doesn't it? Yeah. If you go to represent, yeah, it will. My hope is when I build this button, that the routing I set up takes care of the side screens displaying the booth Mac, and then the center screen displaying ProPresenter from the production room. But now that you say that, I am almost gonna make, I think, all three screens the booth Mac ProPresenter out here, because what I'm gonna want is out here something to cover the camera shots, or to cover. Yeah.
So it says,
Oh. Yeah.
you know,
That's actually a really good idea.
well, I guess one thing, if say just the camera one side screen close there.
You could do that too. That's relying on everybody being able to close the lens fast enough. Yeah.
That's the last resort.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good idea. Basically, for those of you watching this back in the future, the last probably 5 minutes of this conversation has been, how do we make this simpler for everybody, including the routing? So basically, it's boiled down to I'm gonna work on creating different buttons for every situation, that will be on a separate page so that it doesn't accidentally get bumped in during service. So that if we do have an emergency, we can go to that page and then all the different scenarios are there, and we can hit whichever one we need to. Is that? Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, yep. That is also quick. So there's multiple ways to skin the cat, right? That was I know, what a great analogy. Obviously, I grew up with parents that were born in the 60s. For those of you that know my parents. Any other questions, comments, concerns on that? There is a quick reference guide here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the procedure for undoing it, you know what? I didn't even think about that.
I bet we're gonna do wherever we're at. I'm assuming whenever it
Mm-hmm.
feels
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like it's gonna start again.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need to say we're live again.
Yeah, so here's how we probably handled that. Because I'm gonna be building buttons for every situation, I might as well build a button for that too. To say basically to bring us back to all the normal routing that I've changed, as well as unmuting audio and all that. So what I would say there is, because I'm planning to have a button for all situations that take care of all the routing, we can basically prep if it's coming, if we're in the sermon or whatever, or worship, we can prep camera 1 or camera 2, or an instrument shot if it's worship, underneath all of that. Something that when we have actual hands-on training, I can show you how that's going to happen. I can show you what that's going to look like. Yeah, we can prep cameras underneath all of that and say, okay, it's handled. You know what? Ready. We're going to go back to sermon in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then all I have to do is hit one button and it goes. It's not going to be a smooth fade by any means. It's definitely just going to be kind of a hard cut and hard switch in routing back to everything. And it might take a few seconds for like our screens to catch up. But because I know there's a slight delay when you change the routing on these screens. There's a slight delay for them to realize, oh, hey, that's what I'm supposed to be showing right now. So it'll look a little awkward. It's not gonna be perfect, and it's not gonna be smooth by any means, but it will happen. We will come out of that, So, cool. There's a quick reference guide here that has been made, and then just review and training. I will review it with Rick. Every year just to make sure that they haven't changed any policies, and to make sure that everything that I have is still up to date. And then all volunteers, all of you guys will receive training as a part of onboarding for new people, but then at least twice a year after that. I really would like to do at least every 3 or 4 months. But for sure at least twice a year. So the next time we talk about this and do training on it will be at the absolute latest 6 months from now. So November would be 6 months from now. Yeah, November. So Cool.
No later.
Correct. No later than November 8th of 2026. Right.
We wouldn't even have time after that.
I know. We wouldn't have time after that with all the Christmas stuff. With that said, though, I really do want to actually do hands-on training where we put you guys in every position. We basically fill a team. We take a night like this during the week, take an hour and a half and get everybody here, put everybody on something, and then go through the process. We go through every scenario, fire, medical, disorderly congregant, active shooter. Well, active shooter might be a little harder. I might have to involve security team on that in helping us train with that. But for sure, fire, medical, disorderly congregant. Copies of these I am going to print off and put in all of your SOP folders. So if you need to, and I will post it up in the production room as well. So if you need to take a look at it, it will be, again, posted in the production room as well as in all the SOP folders, which are at all of your positions. It will not happen by the time Sunday rolls around, though. I can tell you that for sure. Questions, comments, concerns after all of that? Anything else I can help clarify or answer, make clear? Right. Cool. Before we're done, let me pray us out, and then you guys can get out of here and have a good night. And guess what? It's still sunny outside. Praise the Lord. Lord, thank you for tonight. Thanks for letting us gather here and talk through emergency policy and how we handle different emergency situations, and how we respond as a production team. I pray that you get us all home safe tonight, that we have a restful weekend and are rested up for those of us that are serving on Sunday, and that we are able to serve you well. Lord, I pray this all in your name. Amen. Amen. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching this. For those of you that are watching it back, again, as soon as I get the comm system here, I will get that training scheduled and sent out to you guys in effort to get us trained on that system quickly and sooner rather than later. I probably will just end up picking a day and saying, be here if you can. If you can't, let me know and we'll schedule a time to meet. But I want you guys to actually have get hands-on with the equipment, with the new system before Sunday gets here. So, cool. Have a good night. Drive safe going home, and I'll see you guys on Sunday if you're serving, which I think all 4 of you are.
Not Tim.
Oh, not Tim.
Spot.
That's right.